when I finally 1 month in Ethiopia, closing in the month of September. The first day of October, which was a Saturday, the emperor come and receive me by oneself. When the emperor came on Saturday morning, we made a parade, and Gala put herself in a parade on the highway of Ethiopia.
That is, the group of people, each in single file on both sides of the road, where you know His Majesty was coming.
No, on one side you have the people of Jamaica, that was the heritage of the land, and on the other side was the Ethiopian.
Alright.
And the emperor was in the middle of us.
Right.
But he stopped on the side where we were.
Right.
Because we had a flag of the Covenant of Ethiopia, which is red, gold, and green.
Right.
And when he came in his motorcade, he stopped right where the flag is.
Around how many you were lined up, you would say?
Well, to be frank, if you allow me, I could give you the number. Because you have 5 of us that just came in Ethiopia, and you have, there's Van Christie, Bar, Billy Hillman, Beckford, Uriah Brown, and
Miss Bar,
and Dr. Malcolm. So if you check it out, 5 from my group.
Around 13 of you?
No, it was, to be frank, it was 10 Jamaicans, and at that time, 1 American, which was Willie Hillman. 11 of us was in that group. But within the 11 of us, you had children were in the midst of us, and about 2 Ethiopian that were connected to Jamaican.
So that's around 20 then, roughly?
Between 15 to 20.
Alright, lined up on the road. And in that delegate, and His Majesty came, you had the flag at one end.
And the beginning of the parade.
And the line continued after the flag going down.
Going down to Rastaman.
Alright.
I was to the rear end going to Rastaman.
Right.
So the emperor come and stop where the flag is.
Right.
When he stopped where the flag is, I saw that the door opened, and a soldier came out and closed back the door and made a respectful salute to him and step out. And he passed the parade and come right down to me to the end.
The end of the line.
And
the other end of where the flag was standing.
No, from the flag end to the rear end.
Right. The flag was at one end and you was the other end of the flag. Right.
So when he came down where I am, he stand and make a salute and said to me, the emperor called you.
That's what he said, the emperor called you?
Yes.
How comes the emperor called you?
I don't know, but that's what he said, and I moved with him.
Oh, alright.
And then he lead me on from there, and when he go to the car, he make a salute again and go and open the rear door of the car, and the door that on the side where we were, and I saw where the emperor moved from one side of the door.
You was at the other side of the car?
I was at the door that he opened.
Right, and His Majesty was at the other side of the car.
And
the seat.
And then ease over from that side and come to the door.
Where you were standing?
Where I was standing between the door and the car. And he stretched his hand to me. And after I hold his hand and say my prayer as a benediction to him. And I eased back his hand and took back his hand. And he said to me, say what I want to say. But I had a document from the people of the organization in Jamaica requiring for him to give us the opportunity and the rights to come to Ethiopia and to inherit the land.
So alright, this letter what you have.
Yeah.
When was you you knew this is Majesty was gonna come there, so you like in the letter you had it just to go to the palace to give it to him. How, why you had that letter?
Because we come with a seal instruction and our preparation from the people that I represent in that local.
That you should go to the palace and give it his and seek order for his majesty.
I didn't definitely say going to the palace, but I come with that certainty.
So you don't make his majesty get that letter.
To have a delegation, representation, rights to see the emperor.
So that him could get this request.
Well, he don't give me this train or the problem to meet him or come to the palace to meet him. He come and receive us. By his own self.
So he gave him the letter.
And after he asked me to say what I have to say, I take out the letter. I have it inside in my inside pocket, jacket pocket, which is a suit I have on. And I take out the letter and I give it to him. And take the letter from me and he put it down beside him at the seat where he sit down. And before him, where I could have discerned properly, I see 2 boxes, one with bread and one with money. And he gave me the instruction, get the little ones then to him. And
referring to the children that was standing in
the little ones that was the children that are amongst me. From the same Jamaican people that were there, having children there, and some they carry with them, and some that they had sent with
since they've been on the land.
And they all come up one by one, and each one come take up a bread, and take up $1, and he give it to me, and said, give it to them. And
his master asked you to relay
these
things to the kids.
Little ones then. And they turn back by their parents with them. Some were on breast, and he still gave me the bread and the $1 to give them. After that, the little ones they were finished. He said to me, tell the big ones then to come and meet him one by one. I give them the instruction. The emperor requires each one of you to come one by one and meet him, and they do so. After they finish and return back in their respective position, the emperor take up the letter of the seat and then burst the envelope, take out the sheet of the requirement,
letter,
and then open it before his face like this. When he opened like that, the Ethiopian make a very great echo.
And they were alarmed.
And because I were even wondering why they make this type of echo. Well, I didn't get the answer at the same time. But the emperor read the letter and was before me when he finished reading. This is how he replied to me. Okay, my son. As I return, I will send and call you. When he make that first remarks, I was not in my personal consciousness at the time. The mentality found in a far experience, gone in a far area in myself.
Like you were dreaming.
And he found, the soldier realized that I didn't hear because I didn't reply, answer back to him. And the soldier that stand at my outside of the car beside me said to me, you heard what the emperor said? And I said, no. And he heard me when I used the words, and he replied the words, okay, my son. As I return, I will send and call you. And I step, and I make my respectful benediction and God's to him. And he also accept it. And I step back, 3 steps backward, and the soldier get to close the door, which he was the door that I was with him, and then he go into the front door, and after I go in and close the door,
the horseshoe turn.
I saw the car take time and creep off very slowly.
And the horseshoe
turn back to
I went back to
Addis Ababa where he was coming from. And the parade behind him was his family. Car behind him was his son and some other grandchildren and things like those. When they reached up to me, the son called me and said to me, come and meet me. And I go to the car.
That is his majesty's son.
And he said, okay. And he gave me a pass and says, when I come to Addis Ababa, I must come to see this killer. And I
that is where the son had resided.
His home. And anytime I come to Alisbab, I must come to him, come there and meet him. I say, okay. And the car drive off and follow his father. And the soldier behind. And he turned. Well, at that time, the gathering of the soldier and people were in Rastaman in the town, waiting for him to come. And when they didn't see him come, they were surprised why he didn't come. But it was for that occasion he came, they must came with the occasion to receive us. And he told me, okay, as I return, I will send and call you. And 5 days after, I got a communication from the police that I should report to the police. And I also do that. 5 day time, it was a matter of about, it was around between Monday to Tuesday. The time that
you were summoned to the palace by His Majesty.
Right.
What were you summoned for?
To go to the palace for to take up a certain instruction, certain understanding about how the land should be administrated and to fully receive the rights to administrate the land. So when
as the chief administrator now,
I didn't know what position I would have been placed into until when I go to the palace. I happened to instruct that I should go to the minister of the palace first. And when I enter the palace of Minilek Palace, that's his working palace, I go in and the soldier escort me into the minister of the palace. And when I go to him, that the minister was at that time was Tafara Works. And he said to me, "You are Mr. Wolfe?" I said, "Yes." And I give him the letter. He said, "Yes, I am aware. I was instructed by the Imperial Majesty to be your representative to negotiate with the government of Ethiopian ministers to situate the land right that is given to the Ethiopian World Federation has been turned to you as a full representative and administrator of the land." But him can told me that such an administration is going to take 1 day, not 2 days. Ethiopia don't do anything in haste. So I must expect that I will have to keep moving, coming until it is finally decided. So thank you, sir. And say, okay, you can return and go to Rastaman until I summon the ministers. I will also communicate to you and you can know when I'm to come return again. But when I turned back to Rastaman, in a matter of about a week after, I was called again to the palace. And I started to take up responsibility of administrating with different ministers. And I keep going and going and coming, doing different meetings.
Signing documents and meeting ministers.
And signing documents with different ministers that I have met.
And all of this was in 69?
Yeah, until 1970, June.